My ex called me crying asking me to fund her wedding. To the guy she left me for. I said yes. Then I made sure it was the worst day of her life. Kara and I dated for 4 years. I paid for almost everything, her rent during a rough patch, 2 vacations, her car insurance for 8 months. Not because she asked. Because I loved her and I thought that's what you did. She left me in March 2023 for a guy named Fletcher she'd met at her spin class. 2 weeks after she moved out she was Instagram official with him. I was devastated. Then I healed. Got focused. Got promoted. Moved into a better apartment. 18 months later, at 11 p.m. on a Wednesday, she called me sobbing. Fletcher had proposed. They'd booked a venue, a photographer, a caterer. Then Fletcher's startup collapsed. Their joint account was drained. The wedding was in 4 months and they were $18,000 short. She said she didn't know who else to call. That I'd always been the most generous person she knew. That she'd always cared about me deeply and hoped we could be mature adults about the past. Then she said, I wouldn't ask if I wasn't desperate. I let her finish. Then I said, send me the details. I want to help. She cried with relief. Thanked me 4 times. Called me incredible. Here's what Kara didn't know. Fletcher's startup hadn't just collapsed. It had collapsed loudly. 3 of his early employees had filed a wage theft complaint with the state labor board, unpaid salaries totaling $74,000. The case was public record. I'd known about it for 2 weeks before she called. A mutual friend had mentioned it casually over drinks. I also knew that Kara had been telling people for 18 months that I'd been emotionally unavailable and financially controlling in our relationship. Her words had gotten back to me through 3 separate people. She'd rewritten our entire history. Then called me for money. I told her I'd contribute $15,000. She was overwhelmed. Immediately started CCing me on vendor emails, adding me to a wedding planning thread, sending me venue invoices. I was helpful, responsive, enthusiastic. Confirmed every detail. Asked questions about the florals. Complimented her taste. Meanwhile I called the venue directly and introduced myself as a contributing party. Asked them to note my contact details on the account. Then I called an employment lawyer to understand what happened to assets when a wage theft judgment was filed. Then I contacted Fletcher's former employees. 2 of Fletcher's former employees were owed a combined $31,000. The labor board judgment had come through but Fletcher had no assets to collect from. Except a $15,000 wedding fund contribution was about to land in his joint account with Kara. I connected the employee's lawyer to the labor board case. Let them know a significant deposit was incoming. They filed an asset attachment the same week. The $15,000 I'd pledged, which I never actually transferred, didn't need to exist. The attachment froze every dollar already in that account. Their remaining wedding budget. Gone. Legally. The venue called Kara 4 weeks before the wedding. The account was frozen. The deposit check had bounced on reprocessing. They were releasing the date. Kara called me screaming. Said I'd promised. Said I'd strung her along.